Holy exaggeration, Batman.
The vaccine is one of the greatest achievements of mankind.
One of the greatest achievements of mankind. That would put it in the category with fire, the wheel, cars, planes, trains, boats, housing, air conditioning, heating, showers, the cotton gin by Eli Whitney. Forget about the hundreds of innovations even in the medical field like bandages, hospital beds, open heart surgery, cancer removal. No. One of the greatest human achievements was the Fauci ouchie and the mRNA Trump pump that Donald Trump is so proud of, not because he was in the lab or anything, but because this corrupt loser funneled tens of billions of dollars to Big Pharma and then bought their product with taxpayer money. I expect nothing less from the man who got $1 million from Pfizer for his inauguration, put a pharmacy lobbyist at the head of HHS, and was number 2 on the recipient lobbying list of pharmaceuticals in 2020 behind Joe Biden. No wonder CNN and Jen Psaki love what Trump's saying. Keep exaggerating, Grandpa Moderna. You sound like a used car salesman for Big Pharma. You might be fooling your base, but you're not fooling me. To be honest, you're not even fooling your sons, idiot. I just want to build on that real quick and keep it real with y'all because I already posted this on Instagram and TikTok, and I can see in the comment section you got some people saying I'm going too hard and I have too much hate in my heart, which is not true. Then there's others saying I'm not doing enough, and they're trying to lie and say I'm controlled or whatever, and I should go even harder. And I just want to say this because a lot of people, myself, Bryson Gray, even Brandon Tatum, who's a massive Trump supporter, have been coming out recently and being like, listen, Trump's leadership is whack. He's selling this thing like a used car salesman. Every time he's on television, all the time, he's like a candy man. He's like, I did it. It's the greatest thing ever, the greatest human achievement. It's corny. He's like a broken pharmacy commercial on loop, and it's goofy leadership. It's not what the country needs right now, and it's just corny. We don't have to pretend to like it. We don't. And people are being honest about it. And I want to say this just to put it in perspective, because I'm not the president, but I'm a news analyst. I don't really have that much impact. But say I took $1 million from Pfizer, I took millions of dollars from Big Pharma, and all of a sudden I go from somebody that's fighting them and standing up to them and concerned about safety to like the biggest slobbery, car salesman for them. And I took millions of dollars from them like Trump took from Pfizer and other Big Pharma lobbying recipients. My career would be over. Brandon Tatum's career would be over. Candace Owens' career would be over. Bryson Gray's career would be over. Let's go to politicians. Let's go to people like Marjorie Taylor Greene or, Kristi Noem or Matt Gaetz or, I don't know, pick somebody, Jim Jordan. If this were to happen, if they were taking millions of dollars from Big Pharma and all of a sudden they just were like defending everything they did and acting like it's the greatest thing, their career would be over. So the weird part is not what I'm saying or Brandon Tatum saying or Bryson Gray saying. We're not being weird. We're not changing. It's Trump who changed. It's Trump who we can prove because there's federal election commissions and stuff like that when you run for office, you have to be transparent about what you're doing. It's proven fact that Trump has taken millions of dollars from Big Pharma, and he's gone from somebody who's very skeptical of these products before he was in office to somebody who's just literally lying and exaggerating just to sell them for Fauci and Pharma. It's very weird, and it's not good leadership. And it's goofy. So it's starting to creep us out that he's put on such a pedestal that he could do something that no one else does. And then people get mad at people for pointing it out and being like, he switched up and not us. If he wants to say he did it, whatever. But if he's going to live the rest of his life like he's on a pharmacy commercial just bragging about how amazing it is, it's the greatest human achievement, like he's an idiot. And half the reason America's so bad is because people obsess over the left wing and don't question them. People obsess over the right wing. They don't question them. They hate Trump or they love Trump and they don't want to question him or they blame everything on him. It's really weird. And that's kind of the problem. The politicians just pass it back and forth like a baton, left to right, left to right. The bankers still win. Big Pharma still wins. There's certain people that lobby both sides of politics that seem to get away no matter who's in office. You guys haven't figured it out yet? It's like people hate Trump so much they don't want to talk about this anymore, or people obsess over Trump so much they don't want to talk about it anymore, like lobbying isn't a thing and, both parties aren't corrupt anymore, or there's somebody that's above it when they've proven that they're really not. It's just kind of weird. I believe what Brandon Tatum's doing and others is actually a good thing. You want to challenge your side. Iron sharpens iron. You don't want to just like blame the left and blame the right and you're running in circle like kindergartners at a circus. It's like at a certain point, it's good to challenge Trump. You have to challenge him. He sucks now. If you're not challenging him like Tatum, you're not doing a good job. So, people that are getting really upset with him, it's kind of just creepy. It's like, how are we ever supposed to evolve and get better if our party just turns into like a bunch of excuses or stupid theories to try to justify stuff that they don't agree with? Like, what about just being a man or being an American citizen, standing up for what you believe in, saying the truth, and realizing that part of the business equation that politics, it's lobbying, it's governments, it's all this stuff. You know, all you have is your voice. All you have is your soul and your spirit. Don't lose it defending policies and stuff you don't agree with from politicians. And before I leave, I just wanted to address something from my last video. A lot of people, not all, but some, was saying that I was going too soft on Candace Owens and I should have gone harder. Trump was the president of the United States, okay? Trump is bragging about these policies that he signed. Trump is the de facto leader of the Republican Party who's very primed to run again. He's actually the front runner to win the 2024 election. So I go at Trump because, one, he's being super, super whack. Honestly, I would say the same thing about Candace if she was running around like Trump is, but she's not. She's running around doing the opposite. So I give her the benefit of the doubt just like I gave Trump the benefit of the doubt for years. And then he just never changed and he sucks now. Candace doesn't talk like that. And people that are saying that she should have went harder at Trump, I hear you. But it was her interview that really brought out all this stuff. What he did about Snowden, Assange, what he's talking about this stuff, this whole conversation, that was manifested and inspired by that debate or conversation that she had. If you watch the whole interview, she does push back at times, but sometimes she kind of just lets him say whatever. But then she made a video and said, I don't agree with him. You know, I think he's pretty much too old or too dumb. I'm not saying that's exactly what she said, but basically, like, he doesn't pay attention. He's a boomer. He doesn't understand this stuff. So in my opinion, it's not like she's like, oh, Trump is so great. I agree with him. You know, she didn't push back as much during the interview, but she did kind of push back after the interview. Theo Vaughn did this one time when he talked to Jesse Ventura. He wishes he could have said more. And I get in debates all the time. I'm just saying, I've had times where I look back at a debate, I'm like, I wish I would have said that. I wish I would have said that. I wish I would have pushed harder at that. It happens. So, you know, a lot of people are on the sidelines saying this and that. That's fine. You could do an interview. I make my own content. If you don't like what I say, you could say it yourself. But you don't see me here talking about Rachel Maddow every day and Joy Reid and psychoanalyzing what Bill O'Reilly said. He should have went harder. He should have questioned him more about Fauci. He did what he did. Candace did what she did. They're not me. I don't expect them to be me. I didn't get the interview, she did. She brought all this stuff out and now I get to analyze it. So to people that are saying I'm going soft on her, I really don't see it. I think I'm just being fair like I always am. And I'm appreciative that this all manifested so I'm able to speak about it now. And people like Tatum and Bryson are starting to realize it off the Candace interview. So if she would have just sat there and said, oh my God, Trump's so right, you're the greatest, and then afterwards just said, oh, that was perfect, then that would have been whack. But she kind of just said, no, he's wrong. I don't agree with her analysis. I don't think he's just too old. I think he took money from Big Pharma. I think he sold us out. I think he's an egomaniac and he cares more about himself and his legacy as some science hero than he does about the future of our country. That's what I think. I've said it for a year. I don't have to go around and try to make Candace and other people say what I say and think what I think. I'm me, she's her. She's not a president. She works at Daily Wire. She does her own show. I do my show. I don't just sit and bash Joe Rogan all the time and everybody else. Sometimes I say stuff I disagree with and I talk about it. I try to be nice to everybody, but in general, I don't agree that I'm going too soft or letting it off. It's like she did an interview, said some things, made a whole new video to pretty much call him old and dumb. I wouldn't say that that's her going soft. I would just say that's her being as nice as she possibly can to somebody she likes while at the same time kind of calling them an idiot in a different way. I'm just doing it directly. I mean, what else is it really if you're like, oh man, he doesn't know what he's doing? That's not like a compliment, like, oh, he's so smart. It's like, oh, he doesn't know how to use the internet and he's like, too naive and foolish. Like, this is what a lot of his supporters have been saying for years now. It's like, he's naive, he's weak, he gets fooled all the time by his advisors. And I just think it's kind of funny. It's like, man, this guy's awesome, but he's just like too foolish or something. I'm not gonna like scream at her and condemn her. I'm sorry, I don't really do that to anybody. Trump is the leader of the Republican Party. Trump is probably gonna run. Trump is probably gonna win the primary if he runs because he's still so popular. And that's 100,000 times more important to me than what Joy Reid, Rosie O'Donnell, Oprah, Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Judge Deneen, or Candace are saying or doing. Sorry, it's not really my priority. And if it's yours, or you want me to do something, or you want her to say what you want to say, then I implore and suggest that you make your own news analysis. And I hope that you do well. If you're more honest than me and you're better at it, then you should have a lot of success if you work hard and stay at it. So that's the beauty of the world. But to people lying about me, saying I'm going too soft or I'm controlled and blah, 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 it's like, read the comment section. Half the people are mad that I'm going too hard at Trump. Half the people are mad that I'm not going hard enough. It's like, what you'll realize if you ever get to the stage that I'm at is once you're reaching millions of people, everybody's not going to agree with you. You're going to have dozens of people, thousands perhaps, maybe tens of thousands, who think you're doing too much. You're going to have thousands and tens of thousands of people who think you're not doing enough. And at the end of the day, you have to figure out in your own head, what do I want to do? Do I want to tell the truth? Do I want to be my authentic self? Or am I going to let these people bully me or these people bully me? Because it's not just CNN and the media and liberals. It's not just conservative ink establishment. It's also people that claim to be truthers and your friends and so woke and better than you. Sometimes they pressure you just as much or more than other people, not in a way of like, here, I'm trying to give you information anomaly. Let me show you something and inspire you. And if you feel the way I feel, hopefully you say it and you speak the truth. A lot of people in the comment section are trying to like threaten you and say, if you don't agree with me right now and say what I want you to say, I'm going to expose you. I'm going to destroy your life. It's creepy. It's like, I wouldn't do that to Candace. I wouldn't do it to anybody. And people try to do that to me and act like they're the good guy. And, oh, you know, if you don't say what I want you to say right now, it's like, that's not how it works. I don't run around right-wing media demanding that other accounts say what I'm actually, in a weird way, kind of grateful that everybody is themselves. And it's allowed me to have a lane, because if everybody thought what I thought and acted like I act and said what I said, then I wouldn't be here. You know, there would be no need for me because everybody would just do it. So that's kind of how the world works. So just being honest with you guys, I don't get pressured by the media. I don't get pressured by the left. I don't get pressured by the right, and I'm not going to get pressured by comments into being who they want me to be. I'm very happy with who I am. I'm very open and honest. So if you have information and you show me stuff like thousands of people before, I take it into consideration. And if I agree with it, I'll speak about it. I've had dozens of people inspire me, show me information, really enlighten me on topics I didn't know, and I incorporate it into my videos. But just like people are demanding that I do to Candace, this is not how it works. You don't bash and scream at people and be just wicked, making them think what you think. I have a different analysis of what Trump's doing than she does, and I don't know what else you want me to do. I say it, I speak my mind. It's not like a new thing that I just thought of yesterday. I've been saying it for a year. Now you have dozens of influencers that are saying exactly what I said like 8 months ago today, and it's like a new thing, and they're saying a lot of the same things. I don't want credit or anything because maybe they said it before too, and I just wasn't paying attention. I'm just saying it's like, I'm doing my part. I say what I say, and at the end of the day, I'm always focused on myself and trying to be a better person all around and not just be a sideline quarterback just opinioning. You know, I think there's more important things in life, and I hope to accomplish those as well as you. God bless you guys. Hope you appreciated this video. Have a beautiful day, and I'll be back with more videos soon.